And welcome back. In today's video we will install a front bumper from MTNTOPCN onto the Jeep Wrangler 2020 JL. And here you can see the package. We do have the bumper itself, we do have some instructions, some packing lists, we do have parts of the bumper, you will see it later, or you saw it here in the picture already, and we have installation hardware here. Everything we need and everything we'll take out to install on the Jeep. But before I continue with the installation, MTNTOPCN will also be on SEMA by the end of October in case you want to visit them, in case you want to stop by at their booth, and in case you want to see one of the newly designed bumpers or other products they offer. Link in the description below, of course, and you will be able to find this particular part. And for everyone out there, yes, I'm installing it on a Jeep Wrangler JL 2020 Unlimited Sport. It has the stock tires at the moment on it, it has suspension-wise is stock, and when you look in the other videos you see a couple modifications were happening for overlanding or other renewable energy test stuff. This one is one of the first, oh actually it's the second, goes up there somewhere. There's also the running boards are updated already. Oh, and other stuff, I randomly forgot. Headlights, tail lights, working lights, LEDs, roof rack. So a bunch of other stuff. Check out the videos for the Jeep Wrangler I've done already, but we'll start with this install in a couple seconds. And before, I'll take everything out of the box so you have an idea what's happening. And therefore I rearrange everything, get the car in, and then we'll start. All right, look at this. This is the new bumper. You can see the logo right here. As well, the bumper, we do have a winch plate. We'll get there later in a follow-up video. I will be installing a winch as well. And then we have this bar to protect the winch and the grill. And of course, we do have some installation instructions, which is really nice. They even call out the torque value for the bolts, and then we have installation hardware. The material is supposed to be carbon steel in textured black, and you can see it does come with those knockouts in case you have those sensors, those parking sensors. It also does come, this version I got, with those LED fog lights. They're already pre-built in and have this red protective thing in front of it. If you don't like red, you can paint it differently because you see there's some bolts on it so you can loosen it. It also comes with those heavy duty, pretty nice hooks where you can put those shackles in. I'll show you later. They also provide them. You can see it's a nice finish. I looked at it already inside, outside. It feels like it's pretty well welded together. According to description, it's about 60 pounds, the entire build. Now, taking a look from the inside, you can see it does come with 1, 2, 3 bolts, which have a little wiggle room. One thing, I'm not sure, I think you cannot maintain them in case you break them. That's it. That's what it looks like. One we will attach here. So in total there are 8, 4 on this side, which will secure this entire bumper to the frame of the car. Also you can see the LED fog lights, they do come with those wires, so you have to hook them up yourself. And there's no skid plate included in this one, so we'll see how that looks like. I have already a good picture. Oh yeah, what I wanted to show you, those welds, maybe, in case you're a professional welder. Here they are. These for this one. It's entirely coated in this black texture. Feels well, feels good. We'll see how it holds up. It's definitely better than the plastic bumper. I think that's not difficult. This is cool. This looks pretty heavy duty. I'm excited to hook it up. I got also some plugs which hopefully work for this one. As always, link in the description below. For this unit they have also a different one where you can use and remain using those factory fog lights if you want to, similar to this one. They also have a wider one. This one is a stubby, so more for rock crawling, and as you know, yep. My car is stock so far, pretty much, so whatever you see, take it with a grain of salt and imagine it looks like a real big rig. Alright, first thing first, we have to take off this bumper. Therefore, let me show you how to do that. For filming reasons, I bumped it up a little bit so it's higher. What do we need to do first? I have to take off this plastic piece here in between. There are in total 2 of those plasticky thingies, and also we need to take off this aerodynamic plastic skid plate, whatever you want to call it, this one here. And it has 2 bolts, one here, one on the other side, and everything else is here with those plastic things, and you need a pry tool to just get them out. And when it's a pry tool, this one will do the job perfectly fine. Add a flathead screwdriver or this one. Pop them out a little bit and then you can pry them out completely. That's what I'm talking about. So you get an idea. Those are the ones we have to pop out and pry out. They are in like this and you have to pry them out first. Separate them and then you can push them out all the way. Onto the bolt. And with 7mm sockets, they were held in place. Now we have it loose. Now we can continue. The next step is taking off the skid plate, which you can see. And I think it's a 16mm hex here. 1, 2. We need to take this off. Did we have access to the bag, basically where the plastic bumper holds into place. So I'll take those off. It's just bolts, and then we'll go from there. And one more thing. So here you can see there are those little clips which are holding plastic bumper, so you can take them off just that you don't lose them, only if they are super loose on yours. After taking off the bolts, you have to push it up. There you have it, because it has those clips to hold it in place. I think I'll take you down here so you have an idea what's happening and where those hooks are holding in, basically. On this side, we can access, wait a second, here we go. On this side we can access those 2 bolts, actually nuts, and then we need a deep socket, an extension most likely. On this side, let me see if I can find it, here we are, the same, 2 of them, and we need to take those off. Same on the other side, which is here. I know, pretty dark. Here it is. So you can see it, same pattern. And then we should be able to entirely take off the bumper. By the way, it's 18mm what we need here. So I'll go ahead and loosen them and then we'll take it off together. It would be good to have some automatic tool to do the job, because taking off those 8 bolts can be exhausting, at least 4 of them. But at one point you will get here, you can just slide it off. You do have connections basically for the fog lights, so before taking it completely off, you want to loosen or take off those connections first. So actually it's just on one side. That means here on this side. And there we are. All right, so now we can focus on this beauty. Installation instructions, and here's the packing list. So you should make sure that you have everything before you start. Here's how to include it. It's pretty nice laid out, I feel like, so that's nice. Step 1, we'll start with this one now. Loosely install bull bar on the bumper using the provided M6x20 Allen head hardware. You see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side. And afterwards we'll do step 2. So we'll start with this. Let's go over. Step in between, I didn't show you, but I did work on this part because I felt like I need to have some sort of connection here. So I did put those connections in. I didn't solder it yet. I will do that in a couple of minutes. And this is the factory. I want to keep the factory just in case. There might be an adapter somewhere, but I have this 3-way, link in the description below as well. I had a 3-way connector which I did connect to the LED lights, like so. Whoop. There it is. We'll get the bar installed. Well, I didn't show you those parts right. 2 of them. All insulation hardware. and some pop outs, the plastic pieces for those sensors, which I don't have, so I don't have to deal with that. So I'm putting it like this, putting on like this. I'm using the M6 20mm as it called out. So we're using the Allen head hardware. They look pretty small, but apparently those are the ones to go. And they have some flange nuts. There we go. So my assumption is I figure out a way that I can do that. And that it holds in place. Let's see. Okay. So here we can see them. They're pretty good, I would say. Oh, I missed one. I have to put it in, but on the other side, so you get an idea. That's one I was talking about. Pretty bad to reach, but somehow you make it work. That's how they stick out. Tightening them down. Then we move on. So I think we made some progress. This bolt down here, or bolt or not, pretty hard to reach. So I used this little Allen key they provided with it. We'll do step 2 by loosely installing the fair lead for the winch. With a made 25mm head, Allen head hardware, security hardware for the bull bar, then security hardware for the fair lead. Alright, we'll do that. Well, we don't have to do that, since I'm doing that in the next step anyways, but I think I'll install it now, because then we have it on it. So therefore, there's 3 of those bolts we're using. Alright. The bar body is welded with M12 times 35 external hardware. Yeah. So we have 3 already in there, and 1 which we have to put in ourselves from the outside. So let's see how that goes and how we can do that. Step 3 just explained that there's 3 bolts already in. We can align them a little loosely so we can wiggle them around. But now we have to do step 4, which is lift the bumper to the vehicle and secure the bottom corner using the provided M12 flange nut hardware using 18mm socket. So there's a picture as well in it. Here. And we see this inside. So ideally you have a buddy helping you putting this on, because this will be a little tricky, but give it a try and we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, look at that. The first marriage. Huh. Not even that bad. The red LED covers match the jack stands. Funny. Alrighty, let's continue. I just secured 2 flange nuts on the back, so that at least it doesn't come loose. So I'll test the LED fog lights now, just to make sure they work. Oh yeah, they do work, as you can see. We'll continue with tightening up everything first. According to the instructions, we do have those additional bolts we need to put in, and those flange nuts. I'll do it now, the visible one. It's pretty straightforward, I feel like. So just putting them in loosely, nothing else. Later we need an 18mm circuit. The bolts are a solid 19. Interesting, it says hardware with an 18mm socket. Those bolts which are put in, they are 19mm. The flange nuts are 18mm. And we need to torque all mounting bolts to 55 foot-pound. So let me get everything together. Pretty straightforward. You need to use all the nuts temperature delivered with it. I'll do that quickly. Here. Nice. Let me give you a brief tour. The skid plate will still mount. Also the license plate can mount on the front. There's a bracket included. And then we have plenty of space. I don't know, a child seat or your dog, your animal, or maybe a winch. As well as it comes with those cool mounting holes for more LED. Oh yeah, more to come. It's good. Really feels good. As I mentioned, stock tires. And will look on your Jeep probably way cooler than mine. Or I will do some updates there as well soon. I was about to install those little friends. Unfortunately, I realized. So quite interesting what they did with those. They were black and then afterwards they painted them. So this one got stuck here, and as soon as I took it off, I had to take some tools. They ripped it off. So you might want to replace them or not. They're not too expensive, I think. Maybe you want to have a color matching one anyways, and you will paint those LED fog lights differently. For now, they will do the job. You can just put them in here. This one, the second one, the same. I have to use a tool to get it out. And also I didn't touch base on, but use some anti-seize for all bolts. I did that. I didn't show you. Oh, the nuts. Do that. Otherwise, you might have trouble taking it off. All right, we're getting closer. Look at that. There's a license plate-ish. I mean, there is, but you can't see what it is. It's my license plate. What else are we installing? Right, the little skid plate underneath. So we'll do that. Basically, reverse what you did earlier. So that means we'll take the skid plate, and you remember there are those little pins here. We have to push them in on the bottom first to hold the place, and afterwards we can just put the screws in. There we are. We'll use anti-seize there as well, as always. Number one, and on the other side, number two. Solid, tight fit. I have no torque value for those, unfortunately, so I do not know how much it was. If you don't feel safe with it, put some blue Loctite on it. Alrighty, installation is done. It's not even that difficult, I feel like. So the only thing where you need to put some thought in is how you connect those LED fog lights. I wanted to remain the old system, basically pushing a button and then it works. So that's why I use those connectors, and I want to be able to disconnect it. That's why I use this connector actually. That's the main reason. Because when I take it off, I always have to cut it off, which I don't like. And I want to have a solid and strong connection. And what I now need to do is go underneath and make sure that everything is zipped to the right location. That's something I haven't done. And then I'll let it down and we'll take it for a spin and look at it, how it looks outside. Test. All right, look at this. I think we finally got it. Installation looks not too bad. Installation was fairly easy, which was really nice. I like the look. Just to give you an idea how much we gain to the side. With bigger tires, of course, this will look way different, more aggressive and whatnot. Can be installed easily by yourself in your driveway. Alright, I just finished the installation. Took it out for a spin, took some pictures, took some videos, some footage about it. And I have to admit, it looks better than I expected with the stock tires and the stock height of this Jeep Wrangler JL 2020 Unlimited Sport. So it's not a Rubicon, no wheelies, no special edition, it's nothing lifted, just a stock Jeep you can imagine. The stock is stock. Well, probably not, but the most stock you can imagine. So that's why it looks what it looks like. But even with this bumper, it looks already way more impressive, way more interesting, especially when you want to take it off-roading. And I think this is a really good front bumper. In my opinion, it does come with those fog lights. I like the material. You can push out those pre-drilled space holders basically for your sensors. And that's pretty nice. The only thing what I'm missing at the moment is a little better skid plate. I don't like the stock one because it has some edges and whatnot. I don't like that one very much. And I feel like the price of around $320 plus tax and shipping, that's a pretty good price. And you can install a winch, you don't have to, but it is something what I will do. There will be coming out a video with a winch, and I might have already replaced those, what are they called, the ring shackles, I believe, the red ones. So I want to see if that may be better. They're not too expensive, so I'll put them in. One thing, it's up to your taste if you like it. The red one, I guess the red really works with the Rubicon and stuff like that, and maybe also your setup. I rather would have those fog lights, the protector in a different color, but that's something you can always modify. You can take them out, you modify them, spray them, whatever you want to do, put it back in. So super simple if you don't like the red. As it comes, as it is, it just works out of the box. The only thing you have to figure out, what I mentioned already, is wiring up your fog lights. There's another version out there. I think I'll put also, I will put a link in the description as well. Similar to this one, I think it's almost the same, except it will work with your OEM fog lights. I didn't want to do that because I wanted to have the LED ones. I don't have them in my Unlimited Sport. Now I have them. And it's pretty cool. So that's what I really liked. And to be honest, I feel like this is really money worth spent. It's very strong, very durable. Maybe one thing down the road, I have to see how tough it is. Yeah, the bar, it only came with the M6 bolts. I think you can even go 1 or 2 sizes bigger. I have to double check with that if you want to, and then just get some flanges the same size to make it more rugged. It's something you might not even need, but I feel like it would have been easy to do. But anyways, great product so far. I'll keep it on, I'll test it, that's for sure. And as you know, it's kind of a snowball effect. As soon as you start with one thing, follows up another one. So, winch video coming out. By the way, the manufacturer of this MTNTOPCN, I think it's called Mountaintop China. Yes, you're right, it's not made in USA, but it's made in China. As much as I know, they will be on SEMA this year, 2023, in case you want to stop by and see what else they have. I think they have a couple of products out there as well. So far, I'm really happy with the result. They were easy to install, everything lined up. They had all the information, all the specs in the instructions, which is not always the case those days when you get products from China. So this is really nice. This is really refreshing. So those are my 2 cents. And please feel free to ask questions in the section below if you want to know more about it. More than happy to share, give you more information about it. Also, leave your feedback. What do you think about those belts? Are they durable? Are they good? I'm not an expert on that part, but for me, it looks good. It doesn't have any weird edges so far, so I'm happy with that part. Feel free to like the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like that stuff. More overlanding stuff to come. Thanks for watching. Cheers!